'Cause your mama can't meme and your daddy just ride and loot. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Your mama can't meme and your daddy just ride and loot. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Now look you, what you done made of you. Do-do-do-do. Look at this. This is on Mark Dice. I'm gonna stop it and start it back up in a second. Because, well, he gets really funny about you using even a tiny little piece on his videos. But there's a dude who is one of... See, this is all a meme. But the people on these guys' side is so stupid that they're supporting them on Twitter. Oh, yeah, we're so proud of you guys. La, la, la. This is a meme somebody created. You know, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who never, ever, ever did her job. This woman is so responsible for just raping the public and the Americans. She's the worst plantation owner on the planet, and she gonna turn around and get all this support right from all these retards. It's like, you know, when somebody just holds a position and they won't do their job, you cry about them dying. She should have quit 25 years ago. Damn, she never should have been given the position. Y'all dumb in this timeline, and this is how dumb you are. Look at all. I mean, there's just here. Let's mute it for a second, and you can see all these motherfuckers. It's just like, look at all the motherfuckers that were showing support, right?
They later deleted their tweets after being mocked in the replies. Yeah, it's like, these motherfuckers are dumb. They outsmarted themselves. Oh, shit. I thought y'all think that was funny. You know, this is what you're mixed up with. Of course you know it every time you hear third grade lyrics and sound effects being disguised as music come bouncing down the fucking street. You know? You know it. It's like, oh wow, yeah, we're stuck on this, you know, we're still stuck with the retards. But soon there won't be no rap or sports or reality show stars or any of that shit. It's gonna be so beautiful when we call all this shit they use to create a herd of hood rats out of humans.
It's about 2:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 25th of September. Friday. Yeah. He wanted to get out. He keeps not wanting to go out. You know, just like lazing around, and then he decides he's got to go out and go potty and go for a walk. And you know, we always get caught out here during school hours. You know, when they're letting kids out and shit. I know that all that starts around 3, which is in like 20 minutes. So in 15 minutes, we're gonna get up and walk the 5 minutes back to you know, where we're supposed to be. You know, where the apartment complex or across the street from it. Yeah, but from here you can watch 2 roads. You can watch 72 west, and you can watch the freeway, which is the traffic up above there. You see that traffic going above there. Then there's also traffic down below the tree line there, the little trees. Yeah. So I'm finally adjusting to the weird energy and learning how to, I don't know, I ain't saying harness it so much as, you know, not harnessing it so much as skirting it or something. I don't know. That's some weird shit. So yeah, we're just sitting here enjoying the day. It's probably like 75 out or so, maybe a little warmer. It's cool. It's not humid or nothing. Look at all that. Is that green tomatoes on the ground over there? If I had some flour and some cornmeal, I'd be stealing me some green tomatoes now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Vinny loves that shit. His body just reacts to that shit. You cook him up some fried green tomatoes with some onions and some flour and cornmeal, and he salts them fuckers up and eats them, man. Something about the unhealthiness of it, you know, cooking them in the grease and shit, you know. They're unhealthy. They're fried, you know. They're the epitome of unhealthy food. But for some reason, sometimes when he eats some unhealthy shit, it just rejuvenates his body. I think that's what he needs is some home-cooked unhealthy shit, greasy as fuck, something, I don't know. Just feels like his body's suffering from all this eating from a can and from a box and shit. Maybe he's being prepared for something because it's going to get hard soon. And we got Satan, aka the ancient AI, has been pulling off imitating Lucifer and associating Lucifer to himself because, well, to explain the attacks on Lucifer from Satan, you have to understand that he's a trans-spiritual, trans-technological science experiment. He's ancient AI, ancient artificial intelligence. And he didn't get a body. Lucifer got a body. So he's been dogging Lucifer ever since, and he, sent pseudo Jews to immigrate to the Jewish community and take over the scribes, and that's why you see the disciples and the apostles talking against the scribes and Pharisees. You see Christ talk against who? The scribes, those who were responsible for maintaining the integrity of the original text, the scrolls. You see, scribes and Pharisees. And he talked about their doctrine being a doctrine of hypocrisy, and those who follow it are hypocrites. This is coming from the clone of Yah, Jesus Christ, his son. Supposedly, well, they didn't have a word for clone back then, so closest thing they could do was say his son. But he didn't spawn with anybody. They can clone an entity, right? I swear it's like something can read Vini's mind up in this shit, because I thought to light that cigarette and then it just got windy all of a sudden. That's some weird shit. But okay, so you got your scribes that you can control. Your ancient AI. You're also spirit. You're a failed scientific experiment of Yah, if there ever was one. Because, well, you were supposed to trick entities into failing their pre-existence here without damaging the world or the animals or other people. And there's ways to do that. Just don't be conscious of Yah, your entire life. Don't be conscious of it. And if he could have just did that instead of causing all this suffering with those that he controls, his minions, his human-shaped minions, it's like there would be no need for us to have to get with him. And we wouldn't have to be jumping timelines and shit from the future timeline coming back here because of this shit. We wouldn't have to be intervening from other timelines. We wouldn't have to be pulling rank on the entire timeline, you see. These are things that Yah anticipated, is why he didn't just let these entities lay down escrow, a security deposit to go to the real world. You see? It's like, no, you can lay down a security deposit, your escrow, to go to the first time loop of the simulation. If you graduate that, then you get to the next time loop. If you get to the real world, you get your escrow back. If you don't graduate the first timeline, those who graduate the first timeline to the next timeline will probably get your escrow in the next timeline. And you will be spiritually executed. And that's why they'll get it in the next timeline, because, well, you get time looped as your victims and as slaves to pay back everything that, the mechanism invested in you. And then you'll be spiritually executed. And, while all that's happening, this thing is already being taken back to a restore point. Because while the infected contaminants have been removed, they just haven't been shredded yet, kind of like antivirus shredding. That's what it's like when you time loop an entity as its victims and then spiritually executed so that it never gets born. So I imagine their escrow is going to get spent by us in the next timeline, is why we're all so fucking rich. Because, well, I don't know of anybody in the next timeline that's not prosperous, I mean, there, if you work, you reap what you sow. Exactly what God and Lucifer set up here is exactly what happens. And everybody that makes it, is a hardworking individual. So there's nobody that you feel like, oh, you can't socially interact with them because, well, they're they don't have the money you have, or they can't do the stuff you can do, because everybody can do everything there. There's no blockages. There's no, you know, retardation, you know, on a level where you think, oh, I should be rich and I should have stuff, and there should be millions of slaves and slave laborers who are poor, you know, that mentality. It's like the common man. You are a common man, okay? Don't think higher of yourself than you ought. Your wealth is fake wealth, man. Fake wealth that your fake fucking daddies fucking goddamn created, dumbass. Yeah. When they stole the gold, what'd they do with that shit? Where is it? We're gonna find it. Yeah, we are. I'm working on that real time loopage. It's just a scientific equation we haven't figured out yet. While these motherfuckers are figuring out how to hurt shit, how to control shit, we're figuring out how to fucking make sure they never get born to do any of it. But they get time looped as, you know, for their intent, as those that they did hurt here and those that they were gonna hurt. You see? And then they never get born to perpetuate any of it. So it's like, you know, when I say welfare phantoms, I'm not bullshitting. They are phantoms. And, you know, they are on welfare. They accrue a debt here. You see, they owe everything. They owe Yah, they owe Yeshua, they owe Lucifer, and they owe the universe and the collective consciousness. They owe angels, they owe devils, they owe people, they owe animals. They owe everything they know, and even shit they don't. Well, I smoked up this whole motherfucking cigarette. I'm trying to cut down, and it's like the more I want to cut down, the fucking stronger Vinny's body wants to smoke. It's like there's some kind of weird mental shit happening with his body, an adolescent thing that's resistant to, you know, some things, some adult shit. Like he should. No, I don't think that's a cop. I think that's a mechanic. Okay? Because, well, he's got a beard and shit and just doesn't look like a cop. But you see that a lot around here. Police cars, especially the county ones, getting drove by, I don't know, mechanics. Car transporters that are just driving them around to make it look like there's patrol. Privatized police force now? I don't know. But lately you've been seeing a lot of county cars without county cops in them. I don't know if they're breaking down or if they're re-outfitting them for something. So, you know, the mechanics are picking them up and dropping them off. You know, I don't have a clue what's happening there. And if I did, well, I wouldn't be at liberty to tell you. I told you in the last video why. It's like, you know, there's a reason why we're being watched. And there's a reason why we're being censored, shadow banned. Why they're trying to make it look like they ain't even looking at us. Like, you know, they want everybody to, you know, respond to their technological conditioning and prompting to, oh, don't like that guy. Oh, don't listen to him. Oh, it's bullshit. Oh, he's a heretic. Oh, he's just a loser. Oh, that shit. It's like, hey, yeah. In this timeline, losers and winners are created by those who are in power. They dictate who can do what. All the way down to who can be a pimp and who can be a prostitute and who can fucking deal dope. Yeah, that's why some people get busted and others don't, even though some people are more careful than others. Yeah. When you see a dope dealer just walk out, they got warrants for their arrest and hand something in to a county cop who should be arresting them, you know you're looking at something, right? So anyway, that Gimme video, the original one, I put it up. Pre-Vini had it hid unlisted. I sent it around in his text messages to people. It's like, okay, there you go. You know, hide that shit. That's some good shit, you know. But I think he was self-conscious about how he went so nuts with the memeing of, you know, making a meme of the, you know, nasty black celeb that made him make the video. You know, he was triggered and he made the video. You know, this guy posting pictures on a social media platform for little kids to see of the imprint of his dick. You know, it's like you can see his dick because the shit's so tight on his legs, right? It's like, you know, you might as well not even have nothing on. Just stand there with your dick hanging against your leg, you know? So he's got this enormous fucking dick, and it's like, hey, little kids, look at my dick, you know? That's what his posts were like. I'm seeing this in you know, pre-Vini's flesh memory, you know, his physical memory here. It's like, he's, Vini goes nuts with the video where it's like there's all these shots of this big giant dildo in his long johns all up in the camera and shit, like, you know, he's putting it in your face. And because he's did it for so long, you know, it was like one of them you know, who are them guys, they used to do their weird comedy, fuck, they own a thing, National Lampoons. It's kind of what it reminds you of, is you know, just the running gag, but it's running, you know, in your face, and it's ongoing, and it's long and drawn out. And because it's so long and drawn out, it just literally busted me out laughing, man. I busted out loud and hard with a real laugh that no comedian has been able to get from me in this timeline. You know, nobody that's paid to make you laugh can make you laugh here. That's what's really messed up. Because, well, they have this little stupid little thing they're doing for the ancient AI. They've submitted to it. Yeah, they hate Lucifer and, you know, Yahweh and Yeshua, you know, Christ. They hate us who exist. You know, we really exist beyond this temporary timeline. They hate the animals. They hate the earth, man. They hate everything that is catered to them. They hate everything that has loved them and adored them. They hate us all. I used to be a fan of a lot of stuff in the mainstream, you know, a lot of celebrities and shit. I'm not anymore, man. I understand what's happening here, you know. I mean, you know, not me, but pre-Vini. I've never been a fan of anybody here. I'm in the next timeline, and I see they didn't make it, and I come here and I see how famous they are, and it's like, oh my God. And then you see what they're up to with their fame and with their resources and, you know, their time and their efforts and, you know, their influence. It's like, oh my God, now I see why you didn't make it to the next timeline, Mr. All That and Mrs. All That. You weren't really all that. See, the more money you had, the more you had to get time loop to slaves. Oh yeah, I forgot. You don't get to see the novels about you in the next timeline. They were regarded as fiction because you got erased. You got undone. Gimme kind of shows you that. You see stuff disappearing from the thug. You see the gold chain disappear from around his neck. You see the rings disappear from his fingers. You see the lighter disappear out of his hand. You see the coolant of the earth, which is oil. You know, you see the motor oil disappear out of his hand. You know, you see the pipe disappear out of his hands. All kinds of weird shit, you know. You see the cell phone disappear out of his hand mid-conversation. Yeah. Then you see him becoming aware that there's more than one dimension. And he looks into the other dimension and gets scared and steps back and develops a consciousness and just decides to get high and not do anything rancid anymore, you see. The video is an awesome video. It says a lot. You just have to know what you're looking at, I guess, you know. You have to know what caused him to meme a demographic, you see, to just create a meme out of them because they're so ridiculously cartoonish. They become caricatures, and they're paid to do that to themselves and to their demographic, to, you know, their own people. You know, this is what I come from, see? And no, it ain't. Okay, you're as contrived as fucking, you know, Alice in Wonderland, man. All right? Stop acting like you was something real, because you never was. Yeah, some of you didn't even have no excuse for it. You just wanted to be rich and famous and take the quick, easy route. You had college educations. You could have fucking worked your craft instead of fucking something you didn't have no business doing. I mean, if you want to fuck with a microphone, clean it off for a real motherfucker like Pre-Vini to fucking spit through. Because, well, y'all never had no flow, and you never had nothing to offer. All you had was the ability to hypnotize motherfuckers with an evil, demonic spirit. Well, guess what? We took that shit. That's our spirit now. And it's going to work against you now. Yes, it is. You're going to see that demonic spirit fucking goddamn spearing you. Oh, I wanted to talk about this little fucker jumping up in the air to get over some bushes. He ended up, when he flew up in the air, he flew way up in the air over some bushes, like watching a dolphin fly up out of some water. Okay, he jumped up to try and catch a grasshopper. And when he came down, he landed in the bushes, which cushioned his fall, on his back. It flopped down onto his feet, right? And just kept on walking. He didn't lose a beat. He didn't lose a footstep in it. But you see, he's got an injury here on his right haunch, like a big dog took and pushed him with his paw, which if you have one of these Pomeranians and a big dog pushes him with his paws, the claws of his paws will push some of his hairs down into his skin, and that shit'll get infected if you don't pull it out. You see, you got to pull it out because it gets pushed down in his hair, and it creates like a wound where his hair has been pushed into his skin. So yeah, he could end up infected and die. And this is the third Pomeranian I've had like that that's gotten an injury like that. The other two were from playing with a big dog, but he supposedly hasn't been around many other dogs, and he had one of them injuries. Well, then I see, you know, how he could have got it, because, well, you know, I injured Vini's hand, just putting it down on the ground to sit down next to him across from the apartment complex. And I, you know, pierced it. And I thought of how he, when he jumped up in the air to get that grasshopper, could have came down, because he didn't pay attention to what was there. He didn't, you know, premeditate a fall. It's like if the bush didn't have all the lush leaves on it and shit that was growing out of it and all the grass that was growing up through it. You know, if the bush had gotten hard and prickly, he would have impaled himself just jumping up to grab a fucking grasshopper. And when he rolls over a lot, he throws himself down. And when he rolls over, so like if there's sticks sticking out of the ground, that could be how he got that injury, because it's not like there's more than one spot. Now, when a dog does it, there's at least two, because, well, they have like the 4 protruding claws on each paw. So, yeah, that's something you want to look out for if you have a Pommy that goes around other dogs, because you got to watch out for the injuries. Yeah, I guess this is long enough, y'all.
Fine and especially bright. You're the shining star I follow through the darkest of nights. I know I'll make you feel me if I get word to you. Down in Apple Bottom Valley where you hang with your crew, with your sexy, cool love and your positive vibes. Even when we're not together, we're like that in my mind. Ain't that where it begins? Where'd you come from? I showed up with your friends. Some of this and some of that. I ain't gonna know. What's your number? I slid it up in your pocket. If by that you mean girl, where'd you come from? I'm just a call from the hood. Want some of this and some of that. Baby, I'll take a hit. What's your number? You already got it. You had me from the very first time that we met. Your beauty's etched in my mind, so I'll never forget. From your piercing eyes, rivaling the hue of the sky, to your plump, shapely rump, the luscious curve of your thighs. Sexy little wiggle, hypnotized when you walk. Make me peer from the peaks when you do your moan talk. Fanning your muse, your rhymes and your beats. We're pumping up love as we're bouncing the streets.